Chosen one, listen to me very carefully. This Wednesday is not just another day. This Wednesday is the day the scales tip. This Wednesday is the day the lies catch fire and burn back to those who spoke them. This Wednesday is the day God says enough. Do you hear me, chosen one? The ones who lied on you, the ones who painted you as the villain in their story, the ones who whispered poison about your name in dark corners, thinking they were clever, thinking they were safe, thinking they could bury you beneath their fabricated truths. They have no idea what's coming. But you do, because you've been in the furnace, haven't you? You've been in the fire of betrayal, the fire of false accusation, the fire of watching people you love turn their backs on you based on lies. And in that fire, God has been forging something in you, something they cannot touch, something they cannot break, something they will soon witness and tremble before. Let me break that down for you, chosen one. When God allows you to be lied on, when God allows the enemy to seemingly have their day, it's not because you're forgotten. It's because God is setting a trap. The enemy thinks they're winning, but they're actually hanging themselves with their own rope. Every lie they tell about you, every piece of false evidence they think they're gathering, every story they think they're crafting to destroy you, it's all being recorded in the courts of heaven. And this Wednesday, the gavel comes down. You see, chosen one, there's something about divine justice that the world doesn't understand. Human justice is flawed, it's slow, it can be bought, it can be manipulated. But divine justice is perfect. Divine justice waits for the perfect moment. Divine justice allows the enemy to think they've won, allows them to get comfortable in their lie, allows them to build their whole reputation on the foundation of what they did to you, and then God pulls the rug out from under them. This Wednesday is rug-pulling day. I need you to understand something, chosen one. The people who lied on you, they thought they knew you. They thought they could predict your response. They thought they could break your spirit, silence your voice, make you shrink back into the shadows where they wanted you to stay. They looked at you, and they saw someone they could easily destroy. But they made one critical mistake. They forgot who you belong to. They forgot that you're not just anyone. You're chosen. You're set apart. You're covered by the blood of the Lamb. You're protected by the Most High God. And when you touch God's anointed, when you speak lies against God's chosen, when you try to destroy what God has called and appointed, you're not fighting against flesh and blood anymore. You're fighting against the armies of heaven. And this Wednesday, those armies march. Do you remember David, chosen one? Do you remember how Saul lied on him, hunted him, tried to pin him to the wall with a spear? Do you remember how David had to run to the caves, had to hide in the wilderness, had to live like a fugitive even though he had done nothing wrong? The lies were so convincing, so well-crafted, that even some of David's own people believed them. But God had already anointed David king. The oil was already on his head. The calling was already secure. And when God's timing was perfect, when the moment was right, Saul fell on his own sword and David took the throne that was always rightfully his. The lies didn't change God's plan. They actually helped fulfill it. This Wednesday, your Saul falls on his own sword. I'm talking to that chosen one who has been carrying the weight of false accusations. I'm talking to that chosen one who has watched people they love believe lies about them. I'm talking to that chosen one who has been painted as the manipulator when they were actually the one being manipulated. I'm talking to that chosen one who has been called crazy, toxic, dangerous, when all they did was speak the truth. Your vindication is not coming. It's here. This Wednesday, it's here. Listen to me, chosen one. The enemy thought they were so clever. They thought they had woven the perfect web of deception around you. They thought they had isolated you so completely that no one would ever believe your side of the story. They thought they had assassinated your character so thoroughly that you would never recover. But they forgot something. They forgot that God is a God of restoration. They forgot that God is a God of vindication. They forgot that God is a God who makes the crooked places straight and the rough places smooth. And this Wednesday, God makes their crooked lies straight. This Wednesday, God smooths out all the rough places they created in your reputation. This Wednesday, the truth comes out in a way that cannot be denied, cannot be explained away, cannot be covered up. You know what's beautiful about divine vindication, chosen one? It doesn't just clear your name, it exposes theirs. It doesn't just prove you were telling the truth, it proves they were lying. It doesn't just restore what you lost. It takes what they gained through deception and redistributes it back to you with interest. The shame they crafted for you becomes their shame. The isolation they designed for you becomes their isolation. The reputation they tried to destroy for you gets rebuilt while theirs crumbles to dust. This Wednesday, the tables turn. I'm seeing some of you right now, and you're thinking, but they seem so confident. They seem so sure of their lies. They've convinced so many people. How could this possibly turn around? Let me tell you something about liars, chosen one. The more confident they appear on the outside, the more terrified they are on the inside. They know what they did. They know the truth. And they know that truth has a way of coming to light. They've been living in fear, even if they don't show it. They've been looking over their shoulder, even if they act bold. They've been waiting for the other shoe to drop, even if they pretend everything is fine. Because deep down, they know that what they did to you is wrong. Deep down, they know that their lies have an expiration date. And this Wednesday, that expiration date arrives. The word says that God will vindicate his people. Not might vindicate, not could vindicate, will vindicate. It's a promise. It's a guarantee. It's a done deal in the courts of heaven, even when it hasn't manifested yet in the earth. But this Wednesday, heaven and earth collide. This Wednesday, what was decreed in the spiritual realm manifests in the physical realm. This Wednesday, the invisible becomes visible. You know what I love about God's timing, chosen one? It's always perfect. Not early, not late, but right on time. You might have wanted your vindication last month, last year, 5 years ago. You might have cried out to God, how long? How long will you let them prosper in their lies? How long will you let them live off the reputation they stole from me? But God was waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for their lies to fully ripen, waiting for them to get so comfortable in their deception that they couldn't escape when judgment came, waiting for the maximum impact, the complete reversal, the total vindication that leaves no room for doubt. This Wednesday is that perfect moment. I need you to prepare yourself, chosen one. I need you to prepare yourself for what's about to happen. Because when God vindicates you, it's not subtle. When God clears your name, it's not quiet. When God restores your reputation, everybody knows about it. The same people who heard the lies are going to hear the truth. The same people who believe their version are going to see your vindication. The same people who turn their backs on you based on deception are going to witness your restoration based on divine intervention. And some of them are going to feel ashamed. Some of them are going to realize they were part of a lie. Some of them are going to understand that they helped perpetrate an injustice against someone who was innocent. This Wednesday, the shame shifts. But let me tell you something else, chosen one. Your vindication isn't just about clearing your name. It's about revealing your assignment. See, the enemy didn't attack you randomly. The enemy didn't lie on you accidentally. The enemy targeted you because they could see something on your life, something in your calling, something in your destiny that threatened their kingdom. They tried to destroy you before you could step into your purpose. They tried to discredit you before you could use your voice. They tried to isolate you before you could gather your tribe. They tried to silence you before you could speak the words that would set captives free. But this Wednesday, your voice gets amplified. This Wednesday, your platform gets elevated. This Wednesday, your influence gets expanded. Because now, not only do you have your original calling, you also have a testimony of survival, a testimony of vindication, a testimony that will give hope to every other chosen one who has been lied on, betrayed, and falsely accused. The enemy thought they were stopping your ministry. They actually just gave you more material. Do you see what God did, chosen one? He used their lies as your ladder. He used their betrayal as your breakthrough. He used their attempt to bury you as the soil for your resurrection. This Wednesday you rise. And when you rise, you're not rising alone. You're rising with the testimony of everyone who has ever been falsely accused. You're rising with the vindication of everyone who has ever been betrayed by people they trusted. You're rising with the justice of everyone who has ever had their character assassinated by jealous hearts and lying tongues. Your vindication is bigger than you, chosen one. Your restoration represents hope for all of us who have walked this valley. This Wednesday, we all rise. Now let me tell you what's going to happen to the ones who lied on you. Let me tell you what divine justice looks like when it finally arrives. They're going to experience something they never expected: regret. Deep, overwhelming, life-altering regret. You see, when they were lying on you, they thought they were winning. They thought they were getting away with it. They thought they were successfully destroying you while building themselves up. It felt good to them. It felt like power. It felt like control. But this Wednesday, when the truth comes out, when your vindication becomes undeniable, when their lies are exposed for what they are, they're going to feel something they've never felt before: the weight of what they did to an innocent person. And that weight is going to crush them. Let me break this down for you, chosen one. There's a difference between feeling bad about getting caught and feeling bad about what you did. Most liars, when they're exposed, they feel bad about getting caught. They regret the consequences, not the actions. But what's going to happen to the ones who lied on you is different. They're going to regret the actual lying. They're going to regret the damage they caused to your life. They're going to regret the pain they inflicted on someone who didn't deserve it. They're going to regret participating in an injustice that will haunt their conscience for years to come. This Wednesday, their conscience awakens. And some of them, chosen one, some of them are going to try to apologize. Some of them are going to try to make amends. Some of them are going to reach out to you with their regret, their remorse, their desperate need to make things right. But here's what I need you to understand. Your forgiveness is not your obligation. Your healing is not dependent on their apology. Your peace is not contingent on their remorse. You don't owe them access to you just because they finally realized they were wrong. You can forgive them without reconciling with them. You can release the bitterness without restoring the relationship. You can move on without moving back. This Wednesday, you get to choose. But whether they apologize or not, whether they acknowledge they're wrong or not, whether they try to make amends or not, your vindication stands. Your restoration is complete. Your name is cleared. Your reputation is rebuilt. Your character is vindicated in a way that cannot be undone, cannot be questioned, cannot be challenged. This Wednesday is your day of Jubilee. You know what Jubilee means, chosen one? It means everything that was stolen gets returned. Everything that was taken gets restored. Everyone who profited from your loss has to give it back with interest. The relationships they cost you through their lies, better relationships are coming. The opportunities they blocked through their deception, greater opportunities are opening. The reputation they damaged through their betrayal, a stronger reputation is being built. This Wednesday, your Jubilee begins. And the beautiful thing about divine restoration, chosen one, is that God doesn't just give you back what you lost. He gives you back more than what you lost. He doesn't just restore you to where you were before the attack. He elevates you to where you never imagined you could be. Their lies become your launching pad. Their betrayal becomes your breakthrough. Their attempt to destroy you becomes your divine promotion. This Wednesday, you're not just vindicated. You're elevated. I'm prophesying over your life right now, chosen one. I'm seeing doors opening that have been closed for years. I'm seeing favor flowing that has been blocked for seasons. I'm seeing opportunities presenting themselves that are directly connected to your vindication. The people who need to see your vindication are going to see it. The people who need to understand that you were right are going to understand it. The people who need to know that you were telling the truth are going to know it. And some of those people are going to become your greatest allies, your strongest supporters, your most vocal advocates. Because nothing creates loyalty like witnessing someone's vindication after they've been falsely accused. This Wednesday, your tribe expands. You're about to meet people who have been waiting for someone like you. People who have been praying for someone with your testimony. People who have been searching for someone with your story of survival and vindication. Your pain has prepared you to help them through theirs. Your betrayal has equipped you to guide them through theirs. Your vindication is going to give them hope for theirs. This Wednesday, your ministry expands. But let me tell you something about the ones who lied on you, chosen one. Their regret is just the beginning. Because when you lie on God's chosen, when you attack God's anointed, when you try to destroy what God has called, you don't just deal with immediate consequences. You deal with generational consequences. The lies they told about, you're going to follow them. The deception they used against you is going to turn against them. The character assassination they attempted on you is going to boomerang back to their own character. This Wednesday, the boomerang returns, and their children are going to see it. Their families are going to witness it. Their friends are going to observe it. Everyone who watched them lie on you is going to watch divine justice correct the record. Some of them are going to lose relationships over what they did to you. Some of them are going to lose opportunities because of the deception they used against you. Some of them are going to lose their reputation because of how they tried to destroy yours. The shame they crafted for you will clothe them instead. This Wednesday, the shame shifts permanently. You know what's interesting about shame, chosen one? It's like a garment. It's something you wear, something that covers you, something that defines how others see you. When they lied on you, they try to dress you in their shame. They try to make you wear the guilt of things you didn't do, the responsibility for things you didn't cause, the blame for things you didn't create. But shame is not your size, chosen one. Shame doesn't fit you. Shame was never designed for your frame. And every time you tried to wear it, it felt uncomfortable, ill-fitting, wrong. That's because it wasn't yours to wear. This Wednesday, you take off their shame forever. This Wednesday, they put on the shame they try to give you. This Wednesday, the costume party ends and everyone wears their own clothes. And you know what you're going to be wearing, chosen one? You're going to be wearing vindication like a crown. You're going to be wearing restoration like royal robes. You're going to be wearing your testimony like armor that no weapon can penetrate. This Wednesday, you dress for your destiny. I need you to understand something about Wednesday, chosen one. Wednesday is the middle of the week. It's the turning point. It's the pivot. It's when things that started bad can turn good. It's when narratives that seemed hopeless can become testimonies of triumph. Your Wednesday is your turning point. Everything that happened before Wednesday was your preparation. Every lie you endured, every betrayal you survived, every false accusation you weathered, it was all preparing you for this moment. This moment when truth triumphs. This moment when justice prevails. This moment when God gets the final word. And God's final word over your life is vindicated. God's final word over your reputation is restored. God's final word over your destiny is fulfilled. This Wednesday, God gets the final word. The ones who lied on you thought they had the final word. They thought their version of events would be the last story told. They thought their deception would be the lasting narrative. They thought their betrayal would be your final chapter. But they forgot something. They forgot that your story is written by God, not by them. They forgot that your narrative is authored by the Most High, not by jealous hearts and lying tongues. They forgot that your final chapter is already written in the Lamb's Book of Life. And in that book, you win. In that book, you're vindicated. In that book, truth prevails and justice triumphs and love conquers all. This Wednesday, the book opens and everyone reads the real story. I'm seeing something in the spirit realm right now, chosen one. I'm seeing angels mobilizing. I'm seeing heavenly armies positioning. I'm seeing divine strategies being activated. I'm seeing the courts of heaven in session, and the verdict is being read. The verdict is innocent. The judgment is vindicated. The sentence is restored. This Wednesday, heaven's verdict becomes earth's reality. And when that happens, when your vindication manifests, when their lies are exposed, when the truth comes to light in a way that cannot be denied or explained away, I want you to remember something. This was always God's plan. God allowed you to go through the valley so you could appreciate the mountaintop. God allowed you to experience betrayal so you could recognize loyalty. God allowed you to be lied on so your vindication would be undeniable. Your pain had a purpose. Your struggle had meaning. Your wilderness had a destination. This Wednesday, you arrive. You arrive at the place where your name is cleared. You arrive at the moment where your character is vindicated. You arrive at the season where your destiny unfolds without the weight of their lies holding you back. You arrive at your Wednesday. And when you look back on this journey, chosen one, when you reflect on everything you've been through, you're not going to focus on the lies they told. You're not going to dwell on the betrayal they committed. You're not going to replay the pain they caused. You're going to marvel at how God used it all. You're going to be amazed at how God turned their evil intentions into your good outcome. You're going to be in awe of how God transformed their attempt to destroy you into your divine promotion. This Wednesday, you see the bigger picture. The ones who lied on you, they're going to regret everything. But you're not going to regret surviving it. You're not going to regret enduring it. You're not going to regret the strength it built in you, the wisdom it gave you, the compassion it developed in you for others who are going through what you went through. You're going to be grateful for your Wednesday. So get ready, chosen one. Get ready for the phone calls of people who need to apologize. Get ready for the messages from people who need to make amends. Get ready for the conversations with people who need to acknowledge they were wrong about you. But more importantly, get ready for the doors that are about to open. Get ready for the opportunities that are about to present themselves. Get ready for the favor that is about to flow into your life like a river. Get ready for the vindication that will silence every lying tongue. Get ready for the restoration that will heal every wounded place. Get ready for the elevation that will position you exactly where God always intended for you to be. This Wednesday, everything changes. The shame they crafted for you will clothe them instead. The lies they spoke about you will backfire on them instead. The destruction they planned for you will become their own destruction instead. This Wednesday, the script flips permanently. In you, chosen one, you will stand vindicated, restored, elevated, and free. Free from their lies. Free from their shame. Free from their attempt to define you. Free to be who God called you to be without the weight of their deception holding you back. This Wednesday, you are finally, completely, undeniably free. The ones who lied on you will regret everything, but you will rejoice in everything because God took their everything and turned it into your everything better. This Wednesday, chosen one, this Wednesday, the shame they crafted for you will clothe them instead. Listen to me one more time, chosen one. I need you to hear this with your spirit, not just your ears. What's happening this Wednesday isn't just vindication. It's not just restoration. It's not just justice. It's divine reversal on a scale that will leave everyone speechless. The ones who lied on you, they built their whole identity around their version of you. They told the story so many times they started to believe it themselves. They crafted the narrative so carefully they thought it was unshakable. They invested so much energy in maintaining the lie that it became their full-time job. But this Wednesday, their job ends. This Wednesday, their story crumbles. This Wednesday, their carefully constructed narrative collapses under the weight of divine truth. And when it collapses, chosen one, it's not going to be a quiet collapse. It's not going to be a private correction. It's not going to be something they can explain away or minimize or control. It's going to be public. It's going to be undeniable. It's going to be complete. Everyone who heard their lies will witness your truth. Everyone who believed their deception will see your vindication. Everyone who participated in your character assassination will observe your resurrection. This Wednesday, the whole world watches God work. You know what the enemy miscalculated, chosen one? The enemy thought that if they could get enough people to believe the lie, it would somehow become the truth. They thought that if they could repeat the deception loud enough and long enough, it would override the facts. They thought that if they could convince the majority, they could defeat the truth. But truth doesn't work that way. Truth isn't democratic. Truth doesn't need a majority vote to be true. Truth standalone needs no support, requires no consensus. Truth simply is. And this Wednesday, truth is all that matters. The lies they told about you are about to meet the truth of who you really are. And when lies meet truth, lies don't stand a chance. When deception encounters authenticity, deception dissolves. When manipulation faces genuine character, manipulation is exposed for what it really is. This Wednesday, their lies meet your truth, and their lies lose. But here's what I need you to understand about your vindication, chosen one. It's not coming through human effort. It's not coming through your defense. It's not coming through your explanation. It's coming through divine intervention. God Himself is going to speak. God Himself is going to testify. God Himself is going to present the evidence. And when God speaks, when God testifies, when God presents His evidence, case closed. This Wednesday, God takes the witness stand. And what is God going to testify about? He's going to testify about your character. He's going to testify about your heart. He's going to testify about your motives. He's going to testify about your integrity. He's going to testify about everything they try to destroy with their lies. God's testimony about you is going to echo through every space where their lies were spoken. God's vindication of you is going to reach every ear that heard their deception. God's restoration of your reputation is going to touch every heart that was turned against you. This Wednesday, God's testimony overrules their lies. The regret they're going to feel, chosen one, it's going to be overwhelming. Because they're going to realize they didn't just lie on a person. They lied on God's chosen. They didn't just attack a character. They attacked God's anointed. They didn't just betray a friend. They betrayed someone under divine protection. And when you realize you've been fighting against God, when you understand you've been opposing heaven, when you comprehend you've been working against the Most High, the regret is unbearable. This Wednesday, their regret becomes unbearable. But your joy, chosen one, your joy is going to be unspeakable. Because you're going to see God fight for you in a way you've never seen before. You're going to witness divine intervention on your behalf in a way that leaves no doubt about whose side God is on. You're going to experience vindication so complete, restoration so thorough, elevation so dramatic that you'll spend the rest of your life testifying about what God did for you this Wednesday. This Wednesday becomes your testimony. Years from now, when people ask you about your breakthrough, you're going to tell them about your Wednesday. When they want to know how you survived the lies and betrayal, you're going to point them to your Wednesday. When they need hope for their own vindication, you're going to share your Wednesday story. This Wednesday, you get your testimony. And that testimony is going to set captives free. That testimony is going to give hope to the hopeless. That testimony is going to encourage everyone who has ever been lied on, betrayed, falsely accused, or character assassinated. Your Wednesday vindication becomes their hope for their own Wednesday. So embrace it, chosen one. Embrace your Wednesday. Embrace your vindication. Embrace your restoration. Embrace your elevation. Embrace your testimony. The ones who lied on you will regret everything they did to you, but you will celebrate everything God did through it. The shame they crafted for you will clothe them instead, and you will wear the crown of vindication for the rest of your life. This Wednesday, chosen one. This Wednesday changes everything. This Wednesday, the shame they crafted for you will clothe them instead,